Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun going over some ETH data. And so this is the morning of Wednesday, September 10th, going over the data from September 9th. And unfortunately, it's been kind of unexciting, but there has been a change that, is actually pretty exciting. So over here, looking at the ETFs, we can see that, virtually all of them did not buy or sell any ETH yesterday on September 9th. However, one did, which is ticker symbol ETHA or ETHA, which is BlackRock's iShare ETF, and they bought $44.2 million worth of ETH. And so if we look over here, the past, it looks like 6 days, we did see outflows from ETFs. So net outflows, some buying over here, some buying over here, but generally the net was outflows until yesterday. September 9th, we saw an inflow of $44.2 million thanks to BlackRock's ETF. And so I think that's some great news. And if we do look over at the ETH chart, I am recording this a little bit later than I would like, but that's kind of good news because we did get the PPI or Producer Price Index. I believe that's what it stands for. That came out better than expected, and as a result, markets generally are tending to go up, and we can see that ETH is going up some, now about up 1.75% on the day so far for Wednesday, September 10th. And prior to that news coming out, prior to that data coming out, ETH was super boring, super flat right along this. Actually, I'm just going to extend it forward a little bit so we can see the number a little bit better, or the numbers, I should say, hanging out right around the 236 at $4,300. But yeah, we are going up now, currently trading around $4,385. I would expect, I would not be surprised if we did get a wick down to that 50-day simple moving average, which is right around $4,200. And so don't be surprised if that happened. Could be a fake out, shakeout, or maybe what we're seeing is right now a fake out to the upside before we actually break lower. But yeah, 4,200, I would expect that to be acting as support before we do take off to 5,000 and new all-time highs. But then coming back to the data over here, what we can see from those ETF reserves, currently they do hold 6.53 million ETH, which is valued at $28.5 billion, representing about 5.4% of the Ethereum supply. And the daily flows for yesterday, like I said, $44.2 million going into ETH. That represents about 10.27 thousand Ethereum. And we can switch over here just behind me to see that. And that is about, 10.3 thousand ETH. So that does make sense there. That does match. As far as the Ethereum entities or the Treasuries companies go, nothing changed yesterday, so not really that exciting. But BitMine still does hold, in total, over 2 million Ethereum, valued at over $9 billion. And so let's quickly take a look at the BitMine Immersion Tech chart, which is ticker symbol BMNR. And so coming back over here, just to look at that, we can see, another Fibonacci retracement here going back to, it looks like the lows from July 29th. We bounced from the 786 right around 40 bucks, and maybe we are going to reclaim that 618 right around 46.30. Currently trading right around there in the pre-market as I record this at 46.39. Maybe we bump into some resistance around that 50-day simple moving average because BMNR is currently trading below that, and that is at a price of around 49.50 or right around 50 bucks. Maybe there's some resistance there, also kind of corresponding with that 50% retrace, which is right around $51. So keep that in mind. And then the next one on the list also did not buy yesterday, but that is SharpLink Gaming, ticker symbol SBET. They hold over 800,000 Ethereum, valued at just over $3.6 billion dollars. And so let's take a look over at their chart real quick. And we can see that they did break below the 786 for their retracement, which goes back a little bit further to this gap down and the bounce that happened on June 13th. That was actually Friday the 13th. Bounced up, got rejected from that 50-day simple moving average, went above, got rejected again. And so now we need to reclaim that. But first, it's good that we have reclaimed the 786, which is at 1580. And in the pre-market, it looks like price is trading right around $17 after closing yesterday on the 9th at a price of $16.69. So up a little bit in the pre-market. We'll have to see where it gets to. I could definitely see it finding some resistance right around that 50-day simple moving average, which is around $20 or $20.27. Also corresponding approximately with the 618 here at $21.14. So look for a bounce up to that, perhaps a rejection. And something else that I did want to note about SBET, which I didn't mention yesterday, is if you notice the pattern in the candles, we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red candles. That's a 7 count. After 7 days of going down or 7 days of going up, you might expect a little bit of a bounce, and we are seeing that. And hopefully that bottom was put in on Friday, September 5th at a low of 14.29. Hopefully we can get back up to 2021, start to reclaim some of those levels. But anyways, yeah, I mean, not too exciting for yesterday, September 9th. But, it does look like we are moving higher and that the bottom could be in as we are getting this economic data. PPI today, I believe CPI tomorrow. And if things continue to go as they are, it does seem like we will be getting a rate cut announcement next week, and that could further send Ethereum, other cryptos higher. So looking pretty good there. But, as always, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot and have a great hump day. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.